Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is Tuesday, and time for another What's in the Box. It is also November 11th, and is Veterans Day. So if you have the day off, good for you, whether it be a bank holiday or celebratory in some way. If you are a veteran, thank you. And enjoy your day if you're able to have it. I know in today's world it's a little tough being appreciated on days that are meant for you, but hopefully you're able to enjoy it and do your thing. Here at the world of bearded comics and collectibles, like I said, it is time for another What's in the Box, and it's going to be a good one. I got some older stuff finally to show off and let you review and consider for your purchasing needs and collective needs. And I also want to touch on a couple other things that will be coming up. So, yeah, like I said, today is Veterans Day. I decided this morning, since I haven't necessarily advertised something today, for you guys that are watching the video, this is going to be your reward. I have decided to do 50% off back issues that showcase a soldier or veteran. And this would include things like Nick Fury, Captain America, those war books and stuff over there that I don't have a lot of, Unknown Soldier, our Army at War. If it has a soldier on it, it is 50% off, and that is back issues. Okay, back issues, but 50% off. So if you like Captain America, if you like Nick Fury, Hawkeye is a soldier, Black Widow is a soldier, someone that is directly linked to a soldier, it is 50% off. So take advantage of it while you can. And then, so in today's video, I actually have a giant stack of Captain America stuff to show off. And maybe it interests you. I don't know. One thing that I did want to start with this morning, though, is that we are nearing the holiday season, right? In the store, I sell and personally create movie shadow boxes, right? So these are shadow boxes that have real 35 millimeter film that was theater used or meant for theater use. Sometimes I'm lucky enough to buy stuff that hasn't actually been used, but is still a reel-to-reel 35 millimeter film. Some things I have purchased that have been used because they are rare, hard to find, but still in good condition. An example of that would be Led Zeppelin's The Song Remains the Same. So that is going to be difficult to find unused. I have looked for things like Rocky Horror Picture Show and Wizard of Oz and things of that nature, but those things are very difficult to find, and if I do find them, are usually fairly pricey. So, but for example, I am going to start making these really, really soon. I've already started to pull stuff out that I think would be cool to make and use. However, if you want to custom order one, I would recommend you reaching out to me very, very, very soon. I want to start actually making these this week, if not this weekend, and because it will take me a couple weeks to make the product, and my time is extremely limited, especially through the holiday season myself. So if these are of interest to you, you need to reach out to me. But anyway, so this is a shadow box. Notice it is a custom made wooden box. I paint the outside myself, I decal it myself, and then there is a battery pack inside that you can turn on, and it lights up the movie cells inside. So notice the Ghostbuster 2 logo. You got Baby Oscar, Rick Moranis, the slime, they're kind of hard to see from, without me like getting up in it, but you get the idea, right? So, again, on, off, on, off. Turn them on and enjoy them to your own pleasure. But if you want one of these, let me know. I only have about 15 of them available for creation, purchase, yada yada. So there's a couple that I want to make specifically that I've been kind of hanging around on. One of which is a autographed Michael J. White Spawn picture. That will be pretty cool. But if you want one, again, let me know. If you happen to have an 8x10 that is autographed by somebody, say Ron Perlman or Michael J. Fox or whoever, and you want me to use that as the picture and then put the film next to it, just let me know. Let me know. I can make it. And it will be a custom one of a kind piece for you specifically. I've even gone so far as taken autographed books and framed those and put those in shadow boxes. And those are pretty cool. My buddy Chris and Andrew have both hit me up on that. And we have framed a Spider-Man 2099 book and a autographed Kevin Eastman Ninja Turtle book. And that Ninja Turtle one was sick. Super sick. It was one of those that I made and I was like, oh, I'm actually quite impressed by my skills and abilities. So Andrew has enjoyed that to no living end. So, again, if that's in your wheelhouse, let me know now. And we'll move forward from there. And then, secondly, I do want to say, go Wabash. This weekend is the Monon Bell game. If that is not in your wheelhouse, shame on you. It's, the biggest game of the year for Wabash outside of playoffs and championship games, of course. But without the bell, I feel a little empty inside. So you Wabash guys that are watching this video, better freaking do it. Do it. And I'll even put an open invitation for you Wabash guys. If you happen to win, come by Saturday, bring that bell over here on afternoon, and Bearded will drink out of that bell and show you boys how it's done. So, open invitation, win the bell, watch the beard, drink from the bell. Just know Rolling Rock, that was the thing when I was there. Everybody always had kegs of Rolling Rock. It tastes like sand. I'm good. I would much rather drink PBR than Rolling Rock. But, keg beer is keg beer. I'll take what I can. Or just bring a 6-pack and let's do it. Anyway, happy Tuesday. You guys want to start seeing some books? Yeah? Okay. All right, one more. It's chilly out. Did you guys get caught off guard by that snow last night? Or not last night, the day before. It was pretty. It was super, super pretty. I enjoyed sitting at home and watching the snowfall. But, first snow of the year, you're never really, truly ready for it. I mean, give us 6 months and be like, oh my God, the snow. But the first time it's like, oh, it's snow. Okay, so starting off, again, we are doing some older books that I have had sitting around. I feel bad for these taking so much time to get to, but we are here. Iron Man, starting with number 70. So early in the run, right? So 70, then you got 72, 75, 79, 80, let's see, 88, 90. Here, let's scoot over a little bit more. 96, 98, 99, 103, 109, 110. 117. That one stuck to that one. Need to fix that. 127, 131, 132. Ooh, almost dropped that one. Getting too fast. 133, 35, 36. Right? Another 36. 38. 139, 41. 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 149, a beautiful copy of 149, I might add, 151, 152, 154, and then annual number 3. Now, I will say that a lot of these books were kept in really good condition. The prior owner advised me that he only read them like once or twice and then stored them flat in a Xerox copy paper box for a number of years. So if you are looking for replacement copies, I would also recommend you reaching out to me on those because, like, again, some of these are in really good shape. I even reached out to a gentleman yesterday about some Avengers that'll be coming up next after we do Captain America. So like I said, all these are going to be 50% off today and today only if that is in your wheelhouse. And let me add, you need to be here. You need to come in and you need to grab them. I'm not holding them for 50% off. If you want them, sure, I'll hold them for you, but not for the discounted price. If you want these, come and get them now. 136, 182, 87, 96, 99. Number 200, which is a good book. 1, 2, 206, 207, 29, 31, 33, 37. 42, 44, 45. My hand's starting to cramp. 46, 47. And my big beard is also getting in the way. 48, 49, 250, 251, 52, 53, 54. A nice 255, which is the origin story being retold. I flipped through and read it last night or the other night. It was pretty cool. 256, an awesome 257, 258, 59, 260, 261, which I believe is the first appearance of Nomad, which I guess is getting some rumblings with the Secret Wars. I guess there's rumors abound, right? Tons and tons of rumors. But somebody has advised me that there's the potentiality of Chris Evans coming back as Nomad in one of the alternate universes, which, if you guys remember, Steve Rogers was Nomad for a little while. He was also U.S. agent and various other people when he lost the Captain America moniker, and then that's what caused other people to uphold the Captain America symbol. But not saying, just saying. 262, 263, 264, 269, which is introducing Team America. F yeah. Coming to save them day, yeah. Anyway, Captain America. Good. It's a really good show. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. Very anti-China. Yes, anti-China. Okay. So now we're moving to some Avengers, right? This one I'll be a little bit more delicate with because there's some earlier numbers. 93, I'm going to put them down here. 93, 94. Then we jump to 128, 129, 131, 137, 140, 145, 49, 150, 152, 56, 57, 58, 59, and 160. And that's not even half the stack. Another handful. So, 163, 65, 66, 67, 68, 70, 72, 78, 79, 83, 84, and 185. Okay? So many Avengers. I don't know why Avengers is just falling into my lap. You know, I live by the moniker of dealing or playing the hand that you're dealt, right? If I had this collection of Avengers prior to the Avengers movies, I'd be a millionaire. I have so many Avengers. 186, 188, 190, 191, let's see, 192, 193, 194, 197. There's the Red Ronin, 198, 199, and number 200. More Avengers. 201, right? With Jarvis on the front. 202, 203, 204, 205, 206, 207, 208, 209, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 17, 19, and then here is a annual number 8. Now, you may be looking at this and going, man, you're missing some of the good numbers. Well, that's because when I initially got this collection, I went through and pulled out some of the keys. So I had first appearance of Rogue, which is in the case. I had a Iron Man 150, which is the classic Doom cover. I pulled it out, got it pressed and clean, and got it slabbed. Came back a 9 and sold it very quickly. So, you know, this is part of that collection. You know, if you miss those opportunities, you got to watch my videos, man. I mean, you got to be on top of it. I always give everybody the opportunity to get the good stuff first, and then as time goes on, we start filling in holes. We start filling in collections. Swear to God that I've got pretty close to a full Avengers run at this point. Now this is pretty cool. This is actually one of the more recommended titles that I offer to people. The reason being is because Spider-Man is so popular. Everybody asks for Spider-Man all the time, right? I even get new collectors coming in and saying, oh, I want some old Spider-Man. I'm like, okay, so do you have $150 to spend on one book for Spider-Man? No. Does it really cost that much? Well, yes, unfortunately, you know, a lot of books are pricey. You know, the older the book, the more pricey it is, and the more popular the character, the more pricey it is. You know, otherwise we wouldn't be spending, you know, $2.8 million on a copy of AF-15. You know, we wouldn't be seeing, you know, a bajillion dollars offered for Action Comics 1 and Detective Comics 32 and all those other things. It's a thing, man. You know, collecting comics is a passion. It's a passion. You know. So anyway, I digress. So when people come in, I always recommend Marvel Tales to those people that are avid Spider-Man collectors and readers, and especially want to read old Spider-Man. So, you know, sometimes the action and the violence can be a little racy for new readers, especially younger readers. So the parents kind of stay away from that stuff. I always describe this as the gee golly gosh era of Spider-Man, just because, there's violence, there's action, things like that, but it's not like blood running down their face and broken arms and scratches and scars and the stuff that we see today. Spider-Man isn't getting his suit halfway blown off and Ultron grabbing him by the forehead and squeezing and getting ready to pop his brain through his ears. It's not like that. This is classic Spider-Man. So I recommend Marvel Tales all the time to my younger readers, especially when they want to get into this. And these are actually fairly inexpensive for the right story. Of course, the Gwen Stacy books and the first appearance of Punisher, those are still kind of pricey, but like this one, this is number 57. I put it in a 5. This is most likely like a $3 book, if that. Here's number 59, 68, 74, 76, 79, 88, 89, 90, 96. You guys should know what this is. 98, 103, 109, 110, 114, 115, 118, 19, 120, and 121. So again, you know, you want to get into Spider-Man, you want to read some of those older books. This is it. You know, it's the same thing for like Amazing Adventures with the X-Men, and even, you know, classic X-Men. You know, those books can get really pricey really quick. You know, there's no shame in having the facsimiles or the reprints, especially if you're getting into comics, or, you know, if you just don't have the budget for it. That's totally fine. You know, there's ebbs and flows for everybody, right? Okay, so we're getting to the end of the video here. A couple things I wanted to show real quick. Dollar books, those are going to the dollar bin. So again, if you are dollar bin divers. And I also wanted to show off this book. Again, if you guys are ever looking for anything, let me know. I like to keep people in my back pocket because obviously you as a collector, you have a hard time finding stuff and looking for things. You don't always have the time to keep digging and searching and stuff. But if you let me know what you're into, I will do my best to keep you in tune, right? This is an original 1959 classic illustrated Invisible Man. One of my customers, Keaton, is in love with the Invisible Man, wants to read everything about the Invisible Man, is trying to collect the Invisible Man. And I stumbled upon this and immediately reached out to him, and it is his book. So again, just showing it off. You know, if you talk to me, if you let me know about things, I will keep you in mind when I find things. This book is a little bit of an oddity, right? Everybody should know what this book is, and everybody should be questioning, why am I giving this book special treatment? Okay. Death of Superman, printed a gazillion times, maybe a gazillion and one time. It is not a valuable book, right? You're maybe talking $10 for a mint copy, if that. You can probably find these even cheaper than that, you know, truth be told. However, this is a bit of a gem and a bit of an oddity, okay? So you've heard me speak in videos in the past about how print runs and printings may influence the overall value of a book because it is more rare than its predecessors, okay? So first print may have, let's say, 30,000 copies. Print 2, maybe 25,000 copies if it's popular enough, if they felt like they underestimated enough in the first printing. Third print, 10,000 copies. Fourth print, maybe 2,000 copies. Fifth print, maybe another 2,000 copies. On and on and on and on, right? Case in point. So, if you look at this, IV, which for those of you that don't know Roman numerals, that is printing number 4 for Death of Superman. Okay, so that shows you how popular this book was, that they went so far as printing 4 different copies of it. Okay, now compound that with a newsstand edition. Okay, so we've talked about newsstands in the past, about how newsstand copies were copies that were found on spinner racks. They were found in Barnes & Nobles. They were found in the magazine section of your grocery store / Walmart / toy store. And they had a bajillion kids and other people grabbing them, flipping them, reading them, licking their fingers, flipping the pages. They had sticky fingers from the sucker that they were chewing on, touching that. They just came from Olive Garden. They have Alfredo sauce under their under their fingernails. And they're flipping books, and they get Alfredo sauce on the pages. Now the pages are stuck together. Oh, no. Well, guess what? Now that 2,000 copies for printing number 4 just got diminished by 15%, 20%, whatever, just because of damaged goods and shenanigans, okay? So, this book, okay, mint condition. I actually looked this up on eBay. A 9/8 of these has sold for over $500. for Death of Superman. Okay, a 9.4 graded sells for about 75 to 100. Okay, which still for Death of Superman is ridiculous. You know, it's all about the rarity. So you're taking the aspect of the book out of the element, right? Everybody's got this book. Everybody knows what happened. It's not about the book anymore, or about the story anymore, or about the cover anymore. It's literally about the book and the rarity of the book itself. This is in a collection. Okay, so I have one. If you're a huge Superman fan or a rare book finder, I got one. And then lastly, I will end with this. We're getting to the end of the video here. I don't know how I overlooked this in a collection. This was in one of the boxes. I was getting ready for the show over the weekend, and I was like, why is there an X-Men 142 just chilling out in a box? Cool. You know, I guess I just like to leave myself little surprises every now and then. You know, I don't always pull out all the good stuff constantly, I guess. But yeah, number 142, X-Men, if you're looking for one. And then to foreshadow later events, I'm working on a bunch of Predator books. I've got a bunch of Ultimate Spider-Man books. I swear to God, I've got like a full run of Ultimate Spider-Man. It's of the original 2000s. I sold my number one just a few weeks ago, which is kind of funny, you know, given fast forward to now. But if you're an Ultimate Spider-Man fan, I've got a lot of Ultimate Spider-Man coming down the pipeline. Okay. And then tomorrow, for you guys, I'm just going to call it tomorrow Turtle Wednesday, because the new, what is it? The Dimensions or whatever it is, where they're fighting each other through cross, parallel universes. That book comes out, and Turtles versus Godzilla, I know is in my boxes. There's obviously always other good stuff, so just be prepared for that. But tomorrow should be a good day. So plan ahead. You know, break your piggy banks, bring them to me. Yes, you can do it. Okay, I can hear the Veterans Day parade getting ready to get started. There's a lot of talking and people outside my door. So you guys enjoy your day. Happy Veterans Day for those of you that deserve it. And then 50% off of Captain America, Nick Fury, and other soldier books. So consider that in your daily expenditures. I'll see you guys here later or tomorrow, and I'll definitely see you online. EXCELSIOR!